Yes. After very detailed statement by Mr. Gordienko, my statement will be very modest, very short. I will give brief information about world steel production and Turkish production and our position in Turkish steel sector. As you are very closely following, it has approached to 2 billion ton level last year, but this year, unfortunately, it seems that growth will be negative because of the China. Turkey's position was 7th of the world steel producer in the year 2021, and in the year 2022, during the first 3 months, our growth has been negative. Fourth month has been positive 1.3%, but average for the first 4 months has been 3.9% negative. So it seems we will recover in next coming months, and we can possibly keep our 7th biggest producer position by the end of the year. Looking to the last 10 years production level, there has been fluctuations up and downs, particularly in the year 2018. After 2017, there has been decrease. In the year 2013 has been around 33.7 million ton production. Then during the last 2 years, there has been very strong growth, particularly during the pandemic period. In the year 2020, Turkey was one of the 5 countries growing, and there has been 6.1% growth, and in the year 2021, this growth rate reached to 12.7%. And totally, we reached the 40.4 million ton level, which the highest till this time, it was 37.5 million ton. So around 3 million ton higher than the year 2000 highest level. And we are expecting that this year we will continue to be higher from the 40.4 million ton level. If you look to the capacity utilization capacity, there has been, before the 2012, there has been some 84% capacity utilization ratio, but this has been decreased in the year 2015. Chinese invasion to world steel sectors, it was 62%. Then in 2019 and 2019, Mr. Trump's intervention to Turkish economy at the time, 66%. Now, last year, we reached to 75% level. This year, there is slight decrease, but we are hoping that we will approach to this 74% level in next coming months period. Looking to the world finished steel consumption level, it's 1.834 billion ton. So in the year 2021, 3% increase, and for the 2022, expectation is around 3% decrease. So it will be around 2020 level. Looking to the Turkey's long steel production, long steel production fluctuated, but in any case, 25 million ton during the 2012, and last year it has been 26.8 million ton. This partly because of the demand has been stable, partly because of the some capacities transferred from the long steel production to flat steel production. One of our biggest producers changed their production to flat steel, and there has been more balanced production structure in Turkish steel sector. Looking to the finished steel consumption, after reaching 36 million ton in the year 2017, it has sharply decreased to 26 million ton level in the year 2019, with the same reason as I mentioned a few minutes before. Then it has reached to 33.4 million ton level, and we are expecting that this will continue to increase modestly. In fact, our expectation a little bit more stronger than this. We were expecting 36.5 million ton, but unfortunately, starting from the last quarter of the year 2021, and the economic conditions, particularly coming from the intervention to the banking system, interest rates, the economy has been fluctuated, and we are living in very unforeseeable conditions. And to have this strong guess for the economic growth rate is very difficult now in comparison to the all last years. There might be around 3% level. This is modest. For Turkey-like countries, 3% is very low. But unfortunately, under these conditions, that is that we should, if we can reach 3% level, we should be happy with this. Looking to the long steel consumption also fluctuated too much. Last year, it has been 15.9 million ton. 10 years ago, it was around 15 million ton. Then it has increased up to 18 million ton level. It shows that there is still way to go, particularly in infrastructure and housing. But unfortunately, because of the credit conditions and customer expectations, it's not easy to continue in this way. Government is aware of it. In the year 2020, they gave the soft loan to housing sector. It seems this year also they are looking, this time it's very controlled way, but this time also they will try to take the result with this way to have the new construction activities. Looking to the import, even we have the 54 million ton capacity, and capacity utilization ratio is around 74%. There is very strong steel import, particularly in flat products. Import is very high, around 9.5 million ton. We are importing material. And if you look to the percentage, it was, during the first 2 months of last year, it was 42.9% share of the import in Turkish steel consumption. And this year, during the first 3 months, it's 49.4%. I remember when I was participating to the meetings in Europe, they were just mentioning it's approaching 20%. Incredible. How can we carry just like this? And here it's 50%. We are not free market. We are extremely free market. Uncontrolled regime is continuing in Turkey. So the only way we are trying to struggle with this, establishing enough capacity and to be more and more competitive. Looking to the export-import ratio, before the year 2012, it was 150%. Then in the year 2012, it has been 124%. It has decreased to 2015, as I mentioned, during the Chinese invasion to the world steel markets. At that time, it has been 66%, because at the time, some facilities stopped their production activities. some of them decreased their shifts to one shift. And then after this time, modestly, it has started to increase up to 121% in the year 2019. Because of the same reason, it decreased. And this year, it decreased to 93.4% level. Turkey, in the year 2000, we are having this table because of this, from the World Steel Association, because of this, it's a little bit old table. The 69% electrical arc furnaces. We are just after the United States. United States, 70.6%. And in next coming capacities, we are expecting in next coming years 8 to 10 million ton new capacity. So we will be in a position to have around 73, 75. So we will have highest level in electrical arc furnace utilization. This will give some advantages in climate change related activities. Looking to the scrap imports, we are basically importing from the European Union. This year there is 14% decrease in imports from European Union. And from US there is 61% increase. And North Africa and Latin America seems the new very strong destinations for scrap import. So we are diversifying. We are not depend only the European market. The import was 25 million ton. It might be some 26 million ton this year, and only half of it being imported from the Europe, and it seems that it has decreasing tendency. If we look by countries, US is the biggest. US has the biggest share during the 2020 3-month period with 1.1 million ton, and also Venezuela is the newcomer. There was no Venezuela 2 years before, but now Venezuela is very important, and Libya is one of the other important countries. So from all other countries, for example, Georgia also is one of the new ones. So we are importing not only Europe, United States, Latin America, and other destinations. In short, Turkish steel industry is growing. If we look to the last 50 years period, Turkish steel sector has shown the growth after South Korea and China, the third highest growing country. And we basically has shown this growth depending upon our consumption. Our consumption is also increasing very strongly. There might be some fluctuations, but we don't expect that our consumption will decrease because it's very dynamic economy. Infrastructure needs are still continuing, and in this respect, housing also at the same position. In this respect, long steel product will have the domination position in Turkish steel sector, but we are not exporting as much as before. It has decreased a little bit. In 10-15 years period level, it came from 50% of our production to 30-35% of our production. Export rate is decreased because there has been transfer from the long products to flat products. The thing is, one of the important things is that recently, because of the limitation of the green project, green economy, there has been tendency to put some of the limitations to scrap export. Russia increased export taxes. Ukraine increased to $100 level. In some other countries, in non-market economies, they are trying to put ban on scrap. Recently, we started to hear from the European Union also some limitations to scrap export. But for us, it's not understandable because there is already carbon tax studies, green economies related activities planning to have the carbon tax. So this is one of the very effective instruments to request the limitation to scrap is there will be double limitations. And even in carbon tax, European Union has given lots of benefits to the European producers. Now we are entering into the phase that we will compete with the European companies. If we put the carbon tax, in addition to carbon tax limitation to steel export, it will be a kind of unfair and non-market related approach. Already we are under the very strong pressure of this green steel-related activities. For that reason, this effort will not only limit the importers, but also scrap producers will be in a very difficult position. This, in any way, will not assist to the new activities, new environmental activities. It will only give opportunity European steel producers to have a little bit more cheaper scrap as an input, but on the other hand, it will negatively affect scrap producer, negatively affect environmental activities, investments, and scrap collections. So we would like to see that European Commission will consider all these negative effects and will not follow such a kind of unfair and non-free demands. We hope that this will not happen. That's our expectation. Thank you for your listening.